I had been living alone for about a year when the knock came at my door. It wasn't frantic or loud, just 3 deliberate taps, spaced evenly apart, like someone knocking not to be let in, but to be noticed. When I opened the door, no one was there. Only an envelope lay at my feet, thin and weathered, sealed with wax. Inside, there was a single note. Room 6 is empty. The door will open at midnight. At first, I thought it was a prank. My apartment building was old, the kind of place where plaster peeled from the ceilings and the elevators groaned louder than thunder. But curiosity has a way of gnawing it. That night, when the clock struck 12, I walked down the narrow hallway, the bulbs above flickering like candlelight. Room 6 had always been locked. I'd passed it dozens of times and never once seen anyone go in or out. But tonight, as promised, the door was slightly ajar, a strip of darkness cutting across the dim hallway. I pushed it open. The room was bare. No furniture, no dust, no smell, just an emptiness that felt wrong, like a stage with the actor missing. The only thing inside was a chair, placed precisely in the center, facing the far wall. On the wall, carved deep into the plaster, was a message scratched in jagged letters. "Do not sit." I laughed nervously. Classic horror, right? "Leave the creepy warning, make people uneasy." But the chair called to me. Not in a mystical sense, just in a quiet, suffocating way. Like if I left it alone, something would be incomplete. Against all reason, I sat. The second my body touched the wood, the door slammed shut. The lights died, plunging me into a darkness so total it swallowed my breath. My heartbeat roared in my ears. Then, slowly, the chair began to turn on its own. It faced the wall, and the carving was gone. In its place was a mirror. A tall, cracked mirror that hadn't been there before. I should have seen my reflection, but I didn't. The glass showed the room behind me. The empty floorboards. The peeling, sealing everything, except me. I stood quickly, panic clawing at my chest. But the moment I rose, the reflection changed. A figure appeared in the chair. My chair. Its body slumped forward, its face obscured by shadow, breathing raggedly as though it had run miles. I stepped back, trembling, and the figure lifted its head. It was me, but older. Hollow. My eyes in the mirror were sunken, my skin gray, and when I opened my mouth in horror, the reflection smiled. A slow, broken smile that didn't belong to me. I bolted for the door. It was locked, though I hadn't heard it turn. My fists pounded against the wood, but the sound was muffled, as if the air itself absorbed it. Behind me, the scraping of wood echoed the chair dragging across the floor. I spun. The chair was moving. Inching closer, though, no one pushed it. And still, the reflection of me remained seated, grinning wider, eyes wet and gleaming with hunger. Then it spoke. My voice, but stretched thin and sharp like glass. "You've already sat down. That's all it takes." I stumbled back, pressing myself against the door. My reflection leaned closer to the glass, forehead nearly touching the mirror. Its lips twitched as though straining to keep that terrible smile in place. "You belong here now. You sit." I stand. The lights flickered once, and suddenly the mirror wasn't a mirror at all. It was a window. Through it, I saw a world drowned in gray fog. Endless corridors branching in every direction. In each hallway, chairs stood neatly in rows. Every single one occupied by people. Some weeping, some screaming, some silent, rocking back and forth like broken dolls. The reflection rose from the chair, its movements jerky, unnatural. It pressed its palm to the glass, and I felt the air shift, as though something massive exhaled on the back of my neck. I staggered, searching for anything, a window, another door, anything to break free. The walls groaned as though alive, pulsing faintly with each beat of my heart. And then I realized the truth. The room hadn't been empty at all. It had been waiting. The figure in the mirror stepped forward, and the glass rippled like water. I felt its cold fingers brush against my skin, though it hadn't fully crossed. My knees buckled, and I fell to the floor, dragging myself toward the corner, gasping for air that seemed too thin with every second. It whispered again. So close, I swore its breath touched my ear. You opened the door. You sat in the chair. Now I can stand. The mirror split with a deafening crack, shards spilling across the floor, but none reflected me. Every shard showed only the figure, crawling closer, its limbs bending at impossible angles, its smile unbroken. The lights flared, and the door to the hallway burst open. I didn't think. I didn't breathe. I ran, back through the holes, past the broken bulbs, past the peeling wallpaper, until I collapsed in my apartment, slamming the door shut behind me. My chest heaved, sweat soaking through my clothes. 4 hours, I sat there, back pressed against the door, waiting for footsteps that never came. Morning arrived. Sunlight spilled through the blinds, painting my walls gold. Relief washed over me, but only for a moment, because when I turned toward the mirror above my sink, I froze. My reflection wasn't there, only the chair, and me, still sitting in it.